It all begins with me and my partner riding our horses to catch a train. But it was way too fast. So we decided to blow it up. Maybe we went too far with the explosion. But who does not like a show? I Spider-Man my way down and start searching what was left of the train. I found some idiots playing around the train engine. Unfortunately for them, an explosion put them in early retirement. From the explosion, a coffin was launched in the air and landed in front of me. And the creature got out. I like his nipples piercings. I give him a knuckle sandwich. He looked hungry. After I made my way through the tutorial and had fun doing so, I meet the first big guy, the Frankenstein monster. He looked pissed off, so I hit him in the balls a few times to calm down, then bashed his head with his weapon. This is fun! 10 minutes into the game, I got access to my revolver. Nothing say America more than the smell of gunpowder. After I put some extra hole into the enemies, I continued looking for Chester. But instead I found this big guy. That cage on his face is really uncomfortable, so I helped him take it off. We finally got to the VIP, the sucker we came for, after we had a friendly chat with him and give him a little turn. He agreed to help us out, so we took him on a trip with us.
We're gonna be walking blind into a damn
We reached an abandoned settlement, and I got a new toy to play with. My trusted rifle, while Nick Fury stayed behind to make sure our friend is not running away. I ventured to make some new friends. I did not have to walk too far and got myself in a shoot-off with some bandits. The poor souls had no chance, so I dealt with them quick. After that, they even tried to ambush me, but not even that worked out for them. I am bad a sharpshooter. Some said that I am the fastest in the West. Okay, I said that, but it still counts. I got down into a mine. I know they must be hiding in some holes, and I was right. After I squeezed through a tight crack in a wall, I found myself facing in some sort of illusion. So, I asked my friend Chester to help us out. The least he can do, after we gifted him such a nice waistcoat. I explored the new area and found an interesting architecture that got my attention and decided to take a closer look-see. After I sorted out the bug's problem, I invited myself to the meeting. I had a feeling that they were not happy to see me, but I cannot put me finger on what it was. It may be the choking, or it may be that he transformed in a freaking massive man-eating bat. With some help from my partner, we overcome the enemy. We cannot go back empty-handed, so we took the vampire head with us. Father will love this.
Well, what are you gonna do?
When we reached the Institute, I rushed to see my father and show him what we got. I was wrong. He did not love the gift. So, after we had a calm, friendly conversation, I left the room and got ready for the presentation. I was lucky enough that the Institute was attacked, so I did not die of boredom. Now I got a chance to try the new device, and I can say that is field ready. I start looking for my mate Edgar in this case, and after a few interruptions, I did find him. He told me that my father ordered us to destroy the Institute archives. Say no more. I am in. I moved on and discovered some new thing about my gauntlet. I can use the Speed Force. I am here, and now here, or maybe here. I am Fast Boy. Enough shenanigans. It's time to carry on my mission. After I open some valves and set the place ablaze, I start looking for my father. I got close to the main house, but stopped outside by a horde of blood-sucking assholes. They quickly learned the power of my electrical punch. Sometimes I even impressed myself. Done with all the distraction, I rushed inside the house. Here I meet Felicity, the 1,000 years old little girl. She is ferocious. I would be as well, for all the time to be immortal. She was stuck being a sassy teenager. 1,000 years of period must suck. No pun intended. Anyway, she came to take her fatherhead back. And when she wanted to attack me, the Institute exploded. That was good timing. We all managed to escape in a horse carriage. After we ran away from the Institute, we had to find a new place to stay. Somewhere that have drinks, hot food, nice beds, preferably king size, or at least double. Let's see, what else? Yeah, a hot bath. And I know was something else. Oh yeah, a doctor for my father. Did I say food and drinks? Anyway, conveniently for us, was a place like this not far from where we were. At least, a place I can call home. And now that they have a doctor, I can ask her to take a look at my wrist. It hurts a lot since I've been single, and I can stroke the reason why. But like always, I lose myself out of this problem. Mission? I got no mission. I have to find some kind of expert that got lost in his expedition. So, I was sent to the Devil Passage to find him. Despite that I encounter humans, and humans that can change in monster, was not a hard mission. Even the boss fight was not a big deal for me. But bragging is not why I am here. I got out the expert out of pit with a lot of human bodies, and I brought his sorry ass back home.
Care to explain what happened here, Bloom?
Well, I was sent here to investigate reports of a...
One problem down, one more to go. After my return, I spoke with Virgil about fixing the gauntlet, but he needs some part to get it fixed. So we went on a field trip together. We arrived at this beautiful mountain area. It was a bit dark, so I turned some lights on and some lights off. We carry on until Virgil found a sex toy. I decided to give it a try. But unfortunately, it was not a sex toy. It was a flashlight. Not that kind of flashlight. Anyway, it was not all just work. Today I had some fun. I raided a mine cart. Virgil did now want to join me. What a bitch. Oh my god. I am going to die. It was not that bad. After I safely reached the end of the tracks, I moved on, had to fight another bat. Man, I had enough of them. Same story here. I filled his ass with lead and now he's dead. We found what we came for, and much more. Welcome to Jurassic Park! This dino-looking skeleton was connected somehow, but that is a problem for another day. Trip's over! It's time to go back home!
What's in there?
This is incredible. According to these studies, it's some kind of
After our successful trip in the mountains, Virgil fixed the gauntlet, and now I have to go and test it. And what better place than the sawmill? Let's see what Felicity has to hide. I arrived at the sawmill and got into a fight with some monsters that want to hug me. But I am not here to make friends. I am here to uncover the truth. So after I destroyed all the tumors that was power in the illusion, I could finally punch my way inside. It was all fun and giggles until I found myself surrounded by leeches. All of the sudden, my manhood disappeared. However, I had to be strong and carry on and find out. And I did. Fuck around and find out. This is my nightmare, brought to life. But little did I know, what came next is in my top 10 most disturbed moments. The boss of this area has a special place in hell. I knew that I had to kill it. And not just that, burn it as well. I return home with some information and PTSD. I just arrived back to the base and found out that Edgar did not came back from his mission. He went to get a plant that may help with my father condition, but not the condition that mother left for. The more recent problem he has. He is turning into one of them, like a good son and a good partner. I rushed to find Edgar into the creepy woods. After a few times, I managed to see a trail the Edgar left with his third leg. He is gifted! I followed his trail, and that got me in some trouble with this new Sony Spider-Man adaptation. At this point, I expect anything. The last boss may be Mobius. Nevertheless, I moved on and kept searching for my mate. It took me a bit to push some puzzle around to make a bridge, but I did. And found Edgar. He was attacked by this alien-looking thing, but not to worry, because I saved the day. Despite that, when we came back to the base, Amelia found out my secret is not 5 inches. Luckily for me, she found out about my father condition, not mine. I dodged this bullet. We gave the medicine to my father, and we got the first connection with Felicity. Now we know where she is.
Invite me in, don't be shy.
Before I get to go after Felicity, Hero came with a new mission. He sent me after a suitcase. I am not his errand boy, but he forced my hand, the bastard. I went to the oil field. This place was overrun by blood-sucking monsters. After I fought my way through a horde of monsters, I saw one of the workers that survived the attack. He told me that if I want to reach the main office building, I will have to drain the water so I can go on the other side. Great! Another thing on my to-do list. After I drained the water, I moved on and got to an elevator, took it all the way to the top, and then ziplined my ass out of there in an epic way. Things are getting worse in here. It felt like a battlefield. I ran for my life through the trenches until I reached the boss fight. I am not going to lie, the fight was intense. He got lasers, flash bangs, and lots of minions, but there is nothing that some bullets cannot solve. Finally, I got what I came for. What was in the suitcase? You ask. Lies. It was full of lies. I went back to the base to face Hero. That asshole has some explanations to do. The guy has a real special ability to piss people off. Unfortunately, I was not able to kill the guy. So, I decided to focus my rage on finding Felicity. I went to look for Felicity in Dickinson, and looks like I just missed an barbecue. So I had to satisfy my hunger with a piece of action. But I think that the piece was way too big, because I feel bloated. I cleared another path off those little shit and moved on. I wanted to use the bugger, but it was closed. I have to hold it in. Found the little brat. I tried to get some sense into her, but the little leech burned a church full of people. And she left me fight her minions. You can run, sunshine, but I will get to you. After I fought mindless monster through the empty streets of a village, I reached the train station. She was waiting for me there. Once again, she was too scared to face me, so she sent her monster instead. This dance has to stop. She cannot always run away from her fights. I am done with her monster, and when I was ready to back home empty-handed, I got sucker punched by a brute. I woke up in a house. I was brought there by a man of the church. He gave me some weapon that other agents left behind, and I was on my way to meet with Virgil. It was not for nothing in the end. I meet up with Virgil in the top of a mountain, the place where the first gauntlet was created. And we start to journey to that exact spot. I took a fun ride, while Virgil to the safe alternative. Who need to be safe when you have so much fun? Hell yeah. After too many close calls, I reached the end of the rail. The fun is over. It's time to go back to work now. Took care of some poor souls and then activated the first tower. One down, two to go. Found a mine entrance that inconveniently got blocked by a lightning strike. Unseparated me from Virgil. Why, I always have to go the long way. Anyway, I get to the last two towers, and after I give them a boost, we got power. I start climbing the mountain to get to the lab. I did have some mild interference, but nothing problematic. Me and Virgil got reunited, and while he was trying to fix the elevator, I had to do the hard work and fight lots of monsters. Sometimes I do question my life decisions. I could be at a desk with my feet up and sipping coffee, or create new and innovating gadgets. But instead, I am stuck here, assisting monsters. I cleared all the enemies, and we took the elevator up to the lab. Here I get zapped by a lot of electricity, and powered up my gauntlet. Took the improved beauty to a dance, and it was quite a show. I had to admit, me and Virg, we make a good team. After another successful mission, we came back home to be welcomed by Harold, the secretary of pain in my ass. He tried to intimidate us, but I have a gun with 6 good reasons why he should fuck off. Found out that Edgar tracked down an old friend of ours, Mr. Chester. I decided to go and see how he is doing, and more important, what he knows. Another mission into a forgotten land, full of bloodthirsty beasts that terrorize the people. Like Sony terrorized me with some of the latest movies. Oh, sorry. What I meant to say was all of the latest movies. I went straight through a cave, and on the other side I exited and found Edgar. He was so happy to see me. I even have a bruise as a reminder of his friendship. I got back to my role and destroyed another illusion. We reached a farmhouse with a big cornfield, where we fought all the monsters that was guarding our friend Chester. When we finally got to him, he was not very talkative, but Edgar and I are very persuasive. He told us about Felicity plan, and also about my father corruption. So we rushed back home, but we was too late. After the bloodbath my father left in his path, it was my duty as a son and as a leader of the Institute to go after him. I follow his tracks that led me to a train yard. I know the mission was not going to be easy. Nonetheless, what he has done, what he has become, could not be left unpunished. I make my way through a maze of trains, carts, and mindless beasts. But none of that can stop me. I reached a warehouse full of monsters set to die like sheep in the slaughterhouse. I felt like the raid finally got to me, and also thought about what did my father left me into his will. I have to find him first, and I can ask him myself. Finally found a tall building, and after I climb all the way to the top, I was face to face with my old man. From a paternal figure to an enemy. From an old man to an old vampire The father to Pointo had some fight in him, yet I prevailed once again and won the fight. However, did I actually won? I forgot to ask about the will. Now I will never find out. Damn it! I bet with something cool, like an electric horse, or a gauntlet with an attachment that allows me to scratch my back, or maybe a cool gun that can shoot cats. Okay, that was stupid. Who would want that? It will look cool though. I know that Felicity planning on a bank heist, so I know where to go now. I shoot my way through the city, Wild West style. I left a trail of bodies on my way, but I got to the bank. And after I opened the door gently with some dynamite, I saw that they left some money for me. Don't you mind if I do, but no signs of Felicity. After I broke another illusion, I found out something else. Or more like someone else. Peter was here on his recovery bath. I kindly asked him where is Felicity. He was very communicative for some unknown reason. It must be my charming personality. He spilled the beans. I know where she is. I took one of Hero's Zeppelin and went to the capital. I have a show to attempt. And I have to admit the little brat put up a show, especially after she changed in her true form. At least this way she looked close to her age. This is how the story ends. After I fought the Beauty and the Beast, and won, the secretary of assholes Hero got arrested, and we got support from the capital to fight and end this war once and for all. Thanks for watching, and until next time, moving on!